Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final session in our fall webinar series on teaching research. Today, we're going to discuss partnering with the library, and my colleague, Glenn Benedict, is going to take you through this. We will have time for questions, both recorded and unrecorded at the end, but if anything comes up as Glenn is presenting, please don't hesitate to put it in the chat. Thank you for attending today. This session is being recorded and will be sent to you afterwards as an email link once it is uploaded to our YouTube page. So again, thank you for attending, and take it away, Glenn.
All right, thank you, Megan. So today we are going to discuss partnering with the library. This is the last webinar in our series on teaching research. And so hopefully today we're going to go over everything that the library offers in terms of help, support, and services for faculty as you teach research in your courses. So hello, and my name is Glenn Benedict. I'm the Access Services Librarian here at UDC. And today I'm going to go over I've broken up all of the different library services and supports into four sections. So we have ways that we can assist you with synchronous instruction. We can assist with asynchronous instruction. We have online resources that you can incorporate into your courses. And finally, we have support for faculty research as well. So first up, under our heading of synchronous instruction, one of our primary services that we offer is what's called embedded librarianship. This is a new program that we're still developing, and we've been doing it a lot with the IGED courses, and we're getting great feedback, and we're always refining and revising this particular service. So what this is that for any of your courses that you sign up for having an embedded librarian in, there will be a member of the library research staff who will be actually in your class. So they will be in the Blackboard for your course. We'll be posting periodic tips. We'll introduce ourselves. If you want, we can come to your course, introduce ourselves either in person or over Zoom, depending on how your course is conducted. So at its most basic, it's just we're in the actual Blackboard. We're making posts. We're pointing towards library resources that can assist with whatever the current lesson is or whatever project the students are working on. This really gets the students feeling like there is somebody it's a personal service, that they have a member of the library staff that they can go to whenever they need assistance. And we can also incorporate any of the other types of synchronous or asynchronous instruction as well. So in addition to embedded librarianship, we also offer instructional sessions. So if you want us to come in and just go over one topic, it can be as broad as spending an hour introducing the student to your course to all the various services and resources the library has. It can be as simple as 15 minutes on citations. So these are customized and tailored to your specific needs. So if you can get in touch with us, tell us what you need for your class, and we can put together something for you. So the thing for these is that we do ask that for most of these, especially if they require for synchronous instruction, is give us a little bit of a heads up. So we ask for at least 2 weeks in advance for any of these sessions. I know at the beginning of the semester, sometimes it's hard to fit that in, but just 2 weeks, that makes sure that we are able to have our schedule full. We can work out who's going to be able to cover that session. We'll do our best to accommodate any and all reasonable requests, but again, we do ask 2 weeks in advance if possible. We also do offer one-on-one consulting with students. We can do that in person, either at the Van Ness campus or at the community college campus. We can do it over Zoom as well. So Some professors have taken to requiring that all the students in their classes sign up for at least a one-on-one session with a with a librarian. That's a great way to get students used to the idea of going to the library for assistance. It helps you get that personal contact. It makes it not seem as imposing. And that's also part of why we do the embedded librarianship. Is it gets the students used to the librarians, and let's get the librarians used to kind of what are the current student questions. Are we noticing any trends in terms of what are their questions, or what are their resource needs, or information literacy needs in terms of the resources that we offer. So these are our synchronous instruction options. We also have some asynchronous instruction options. We have in Blackboard, there is, it's not a class, it's an organization called Library 101 it's optional. Students can sign up. It's not graded. It's self-directed, sort of self-motivated learning. So it's broken into different subjects. So if there's something a student really would like to learn a bit more on, but they kind of want to get that information in the form of a Blackboard course where there's video and some reading and then a quiz at the end to test yourself, that's all available in Library 101. And we're constantly updating that, adding new content, revising the content that's already there. If there is some content that you would like us to add to Library 101, again, for almost all of these resources, if there's something that you would like us to add or to revise or to expand on, please let us know. We're always happy to adjust and refine what we have. We also have a YouTube page. It has all of our recorded webinars. So webinars like this, we try to do a series of webinars every year, every semester. In the fall generally tends to be webinars that are sort of aimed more at students, and then in the spring, webinars that are aimed more at faculty. This semester, we've kind of done two series. So we have one for students, one for faculty. And so those are all the organized by subject. So if there's a particular topic that you would like students to look at, you can always embed a YouTube video right into your Blackboard course as part of your instructions. We also have on the YouTube page recorded tutorials on some of our databases. A lot of these are actually led by the vendors themselves. So you're really getting a good look at the resources that the library has, led by the experts, the people that make, maintain, and use those databases. So those are all things that you can find on the YouTube page. And again, if you have an idea for if you want like a 5-minute video on a particular library topic, let us know. We'll be happy to put one together for you. So we have a lot of online resources. Most of these are available through our website. We have LibGuides. These are guides that cover a lot of different things. They can either be individual research topics. So we have one on citations. We have ones on evaluating sources, ones on finding online resources or finding articles. We have LibGuides that are more focused on individual disciplines and subjects. We try to have at least one LibGuide for each subject that the university offers. So if there is a major in that subject, we try to have a LibGuide for it. And all those LibGuides have a brief overview of the field, recommended databases, recommended journals, recommended books that the library has, and then usually more information available. So if there's professional organizations or if there's institutions or organizations that have important statistics or online information, we try to link to those as well. And then for some courses, the professors actually ask that we make a special LibGuide just for that course. And so we've put together a few of those as well. So if you look through our list of LibGuides, you'll find a few that are just for one specific class. Uh, and we have a library blog. And what gets posted on the blog is a mix of here's some fun leisure reading available at the library to here's an in-depth look at, again, just one that was posted recently was citations. And because that's kind of questions that we get all the time. So, if you didn't want to link to the LibGuide on citations, you could link to the blog post on citations, or you could link to a video that we have on citations. So we do have, for a lot of these research topics that are that students really struggle with, we try to have information available in as many different formats as possible. We have several library newsletters that come out. We have some that are aimed more at students. We have ones that are aimed more at faculty. And Megan, who introduced us today, puts those together. So again, if there's any content that you would like to see in the library newsletters, please let us know and we can add those. We are also available in Navigate. So if you are a faculty advisor, it is really easy for you to send your students to the library for some special assistance. You can do that all through Navigate. We have an OER guide. It's part of those LibGuides, but I wanted to call special attention to it because it really has a lot of information. OER, for those of you who don't know, is open educational resources. So it is either copyright free or Creative Commons or some other form of like open source educational resources. So textbooks and other educational materials that is much more accessible, especially financially, to our students. And so our OER guide is sort of, can direct you towards repositories of these sort of OER textbooks and other materials. How do you evaluate them? Where can you find, how do you find quality materials? And so that OER guide is really great. And so we really encourage people to consider OER going forward with their class assignments. We also have syllabus language. So language about the library, about what resources the library offers, that you can just copy paste and stick right into your syllabus. So we have that as well. So again, we try to make things as easy as possible. So we have these with these online resources, and then again, going back to this asynchronous instruction, these are all things that you can just take and plop right into Blackboard, put right into your syllabus, and we've done the work for you. So, and finally, we have support for faculty who are doing research. We do one-on-one consultations, same way that students can sign up, you can sign up as well. They can be, again, either online or virtual. They can be 30 minutes, they can be up to an hour. You can set up a couple, multiple appointments if you need it. We have access to the foundation directory online through Candid. This is a resource if you are looking for grants or organizations that do research funding through grants. Candid is a great way to find the funders, basically. It is only available on site at the UDC library or through the UDC IP address. But it is a great resource, and if you need help with it, we can show you how. Again, we have a LibGuide that has all the links you need and some more instructional materials on how to use that resource. We have a guide on resources for publishing and how to identify and avoid predatory journals. We've also done webinars on the same topic. So again, we try to do cover the same topics on as many different formats as possible. So whatever you feel the most comfortable using, or you think the best way for you to learn. Same with your students. It's all about finding the format that works best for you. We have a faculty research index. You can submit sort of its profile of what research you are doing, what you have done, publications, and we can add that to the faculty index research. And then we have a list of resources for professional development. So, free webinars, a list of conferences. So if you're concerned about the professional development part of your evaluations, or as part of keeping your teaching up to date, that's a great place to look for those things. So before we go into questions, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop over to the library. Let me just admit. Okay, Megan's got those. So this is the library webpage. It is, if you notice, it's not a udc.edu address, but you can get to it from the UDC main UDC website. It's under academics, I believe, in the drop-down menu on the top. If you just Google UDC library, we're the first thing that comes up. So it's udc.libguides.com/home. And so this is our website. So first thing you'll notice in the upper left-hand corner, you have ways of contacting us. You have our email, the phone number for the reference desk, which we staff during the school year from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Currently, the physical location of the reference desk is on the 6th floor of Building 71. Once we have our location on the community college campus, once they're finished doing all the renovations they need to do on that physical space, we'll have a physical reference desk at that location as well. So in terms of ways of getting in touch with us, we have our chat. There's a link here, and in most pages on the library webpage, there'll be this yellow box in the upper right. If you click that, you can start a chat right from the page that you're working on. Or if you click on this chat button, you can start a chat there as well. Scheduling appointments, so either for students or for faculty, is available here under Schedule Now. If you want to request a library instructional session, again, that's also right here under Contact Us. So, different ways of getting in touch with us is all there. If you scroll down under News and Events right here in the middle at the bottom, this is our blog. And as you see the top, our most recent blog post from Megan is about understanding formal citation style. So this is one of those things you can just take this, copy that, put it right into your Blackboard for your course, and then your students will be able to just go right there, and then I'll have all the information you need. We have quick links to Blackboard, the faculty research index that I mentioned, links for the foundation directory online through Candid is down here as well. Upcoming library events and library newsletter are linked down there. And we have our research guides. So our research guides, we have them broken into a couple of different categories. Our help guides, these are sort of general research tools. So again, this is our citing sources, evaluating sources, finding articles and books, government information, and then sort of internet sources for research. We also have guides by school, guides specifically for specific courses, resource guides, and then sort of special guides for things more associated with the university as a whole. And we also have our master list down here at the bottom. So these are all, so just sort of, they can be anything from, about accounting or adult education to more general topics like anti-racism. I know we have social work, women and gender studies, queer studies, music. So we have a lot of different options under our LibGuides. So up at the top For under research and find, this is where you can find information on Library 101. And so get in touch with Megan if you want to enroll in Library 101 or if you want to have your students enrolled in Library 101. Other services, we have our webinars and tutorials, are also our media services and technology department. You can also find out some information there. Under this faculty tab, let's click on that. This is where you can also, we also have a link to the request library instruction form, student learning outcomes, instructions for students, support for faculty. Again, so all that information I talked about here, those resources that we have all available in here. Under this course materials and support, this is where we have information on OER. This is also where we have the syllabus language. And if you click on these tabs, you can just take this, copy that, put it right into your syllabus, and we've done all the work and done all the links up for you. So that is that. If we go back home and scroll at the bottom, we have our our socials down here, including our YouTube page. I'm just going to click that. And this is where we have our videos. So we have, these are all the webinars that we've been doing. We have 73 videos, and if you want to take them, you can, and just put the link or embed it right in your Blackboard if there's a topic that you would like your students to look at. And again, if there's something that you would like to have as a video, but that we don't currently have, let us know, and we'll definitely look into putting one together for you or getting you in touch with one that's already made that may fit your needs. All right, so that is it for the presentation. So our, again, our website is there, udc.libguides.com. And if you want to get in touch with us, it's ask@udc.libanswers.com.
Great, thank you, Glenn. If anyone has any questions, please don't hesitate to drop them in the chat or go ahead and unmute yourself. We'll also have time for unrecorded questions at the end.
Hi, my name's Harry Alexander. And could you go more in detail on Navigate?
Sure. Megan, I think you know a little bit more about this than I do. So do you have, yeah, I'll let you
Sure.
Handle that one.
So like in Navigate, you know how you can refer students for tutoring or for other support services? The library has been added as one of those support services. So there are directions, step-by-step directions on our website of how to go through it, but essentially you can refer a student to us for help with research. And what that does is it's just a referral. All it does is alert both the student and the library that you think this student should reach out to the library for help. It does not open a case. So you will not see any follow-up. And this is simply because under the librarian code of ethics, essentially the interactions between the student and the librarian are private. But it does let the student know that you would like them to seek help from the library, and it lets us know so we can follow up with the student if they don't contact us directly.
So if I believe that the library could help one of my learners, I would just refer that person over and the library contacts them, or what's the protocol?
So as it happens right now, when you set a referral, both the student and we get an alert in Navigate. Although due to the quarantine system, we have noticed that many of those emails are ending up in quarantine and the students are not seeing them. So you can alert the student through Navigate. We will also get the alert and we pay attention, so we'll notice. And we can then contact the student if they don't contact us directly. If you don't want to go through Navigate, you can also simply send us and the student an email at the same time, and we are happy to follow up there. Navigate is just an extra layer of support since students are already used to seeing referrals and advising and information coming through that platform.
Okay. And if I could have one more question?
Of course.
Okay, the OER guide. What is in the OER guide, and how would I use it?
So open educational resources are free or low-cost alternatives to traditional textbooks. And what this guide does is it basically walks you through what OER is, because sometimes there is still confusion about what counts as OER, but then it also, more importantly, has resources for where you can find OER. So online repositories, online textbook libraries, and it goes for everything from, textbooks to free articles to online learning modules. In some instances, there are even free entire course packages. What you're looking for is obviously going to change depending on what subject you want this OER to cover, but the library is also here to support that. If you contact us and send us a syllabus and any existing materials you use, we can do some of the heavy lifting for you and go through these resources and help put together a list of OER materials that might work to replace the paid materials you have.
Yeah, one of the things that really sort of got us really thinking about OER materials is we did a few years ago, we did a textbook affordability survey. It wasn't a particularly scientifically rigorous survey, but it was just kind of like getting a feel for how students were feeling about the affordability and the viability of being able to afford to pay for all the textbooks for all their classes every year. And we found that, again, Megan, you know that the numbers more than I did, but it was something like there was a fairly high percent of students that were, had just declined to purchase an assigned text for at least one course due to the due to the cost. So I'm like, I'm just not going to buy that,
I'm sorry. For some reason or another, I must have hit a wrong button or something, and I clicked myself off. But thank you very much. And previously, Ms. Kowalski, you have been amazing for me in helping me with materials. And I want to thank you over and over and over and over and over again for all the help that you provided me for just those very resources that you just said.
You're welcome. Yeah, we know there can be a lot to wade through. There's no one central repository for OER and OA materials. And so we can, definitely save you some time by doing some of that, first clearance of things ourselves.
Like I said, you've been amazing.
Do we have any other questions?
So one question in the chat is, what is the site for seeking to do research funding projects?
Oh, okay. So I guess is that like the foundation directory? So if you're looking, is that what the question is? Like, what does the
I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mentioned something about research. I think it was research projects that it was something in the library where you could look up research projects to be
Okay.
able to get funding. And I kind of caught the middle of it, and I said, okay, that was what I wanted to try to find out about.
Okay, yeah. So on the Weather webpage, if you scroll down in the lower left-hand corner here, the foundation directory online, what this is this is it is a database on foundation and corporate giving, and basically like funders, basically. So it's sort of like is putting together people who are seeking grants and then people who make grants and fund grants. So if you click on this foundation directory online, you have to be on the like I said, you have to be on the UDC IP address. So if you're not going to be able to access it at home, and I don't know if you'll be able to. I don't think you can access it from the community college campus. I don't know if Megan, if you know.
Well, not off the top of my head. I'd have to check.
Yeah, but if you click on that, you'll come to this. This has information about the Foundation Directory Online database, and under resources, it has sort of some, a handy guide and sort of some FAQs and things like that as well. The actual link is right here. So Foundation Directory Online. If you click that, and then you can basically kind of search like, where people are funding, what are they funding, who is funding the most. You can search by organizations and things like that. So there's a lot of different filters, your subject area, your geographic focus, your population served. So this is a really great resource. This is one of those resources that it is only available in person, and it's only available, we're the only ones that have it in DC. So we get people, from the community to come in specifically just to use this database. So it's exciting for us. So that is where you would find that. So that's that Foundation Directory Online.
And this is a resource you would want to use in conjunction with working with the Office of Sponsored Programs. The Office of Sponsored Programs specializes in finding funding for research projects. The Foundation Directory Online is designed for nonprofits. And while there is research funding within it, it's more designed to fund like community programs. But it is a tool for if you need to find funding or if you're looking to do some sort of research based in community outreach. There's a lot of funding in there for it.
And what's the name of the office again?
The Office of Sponsored Programs, or OSP.
Sponsored program. OSP. Sponsored program. Okay. I couldn't think of the word. I was thinking grants when I first mentioned it. So I was thinking of grants.
Yeah. We did a webinar series last spring on basically funding and research. So if you go into our YouTube archives, you can see all of those, and we talk about various locations to find funding in one of those.
What building is the library located?
Currently, the main campus library is in building 71. We're split on the 3rd floor and the 6th floor. The 6th floor is our public space. They are renovating to give us a whole new space. We're going to take over the entire B level of buildings 38 and 39. We were supposed to be open several months ago. Anticipated opening is looking like summer 2024 now.
Okay.
Yeah, there will also be, again, they're also doing construction on a physical space for at the community college as well.
In the library, are there any LexisNexis Westlaw terminals, or do I have to go to the law school library?
So the law school library, due to some of the changes with that building, difficulties with the elevator, the law school library is now located in building 71 on the 7th floor. They have LexisNexis and Westlaw. The main library right now has Hain Online, which is sort of like LexisNexis and Westlaw Lite. So we do have that resource. It is available off campus.
And what is that called? Hain?
Hain,
How do you
H-E-I-N online.
Do I have to go into the library to access that, or can
No.
I?
That one is available off campus. I'm going to drop the link to our A to Z resource list. This is every database we have on campus. All of these are available off campus except for Foundation Directory Online. Everything else is available off campus. You'll just be prompted to log in using your UDC email and password, and you will have to go through 2-factor authentication.
Okay. So it's a 2-factor authentication?
Yes.
Okay.
We go through the same single sign-on system as the rest of the university for these databases.
Yeah, so if you're on campus, you're not going to need, it's not going to pop up with anything. So for example, I'm on campus. I went to the A to Z resource list. I just clicked for the Hain Online link here. So it opened up right away. If I was off campus, it would give me, the pop-up where I would have to, sign in with my UDC account, and then I'd have to, I'd get the alert on my phone. and have to, verify it was me.
Okay.
And I teach at the uh, Congress Heights location. Would that be one of the locations that you pull up the foundation directory online?
I don't believe so. I do believe Foundation Directory Online is unfortunately limited to the Van Ness campus only, but that is something I can double check.
Okay.
It's under what's called an IP fence, and I'm not quite certain what IPs are included in that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like the when you make changes to your payroll information, some of the stuff you have to do at the Van Ness
Mhm.
campus as well. So
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Thank you.
PeopleSoft.
Right, just want to give a chance to see if any more questions recorded. Not seeing anything come in. I'm going to stop the recording right now.